Hello, 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 beautiful folks, beautiful people. This is day 90. Day 90 of our 90-day meditation. What was that noise? Man, powerful, powerful journey it has been. It will continue to be. Um, man. So this is on this I did this, I started this with my book club um around the Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, Becoming Supernatural, where he gives meditation techniques. He gives backing as to why, the scientific reasonings behind why we should be meditating. Thoughts are things, thoughts are energy, thoughts are static, thoughts are tangible. You understand me? In the body, many of you guys know about the law of attraction. The body is a magnet. The magnet, because the feeling is a magnet. You understand me? Thoughts are things, thoughts are energy, feeling is magnetism. So we are all operating through this law, these universal laws that they get from the seven hermetic principles. That's where you get the law of attraction. We are all operating in these laws, whether we know it or not. You know, whether you understand this information, understand this, overstand this information, whether you get it, whether you think it's bullshit or not, it's happening, you know? Uh, so um, the meditation is to reset. The meditation, I guess Twitter, let me see. Yeah, my Wi-Fi on there, but it's still acting up. Wait, Twitter's acting up. So meditation is to reset your magnetism. You shut down your thought process. Um, how we shut down the thought process. You know, we take things that produce thought away. We take away your titles. We take away your desires. I don't know why. Wait, should I restart it? Would on Twitter? Okay, whatever. So meditation is to shut down the process of thinking momentarily. We take off the titles, which is important. You're not a man, not a woman, not a black man, not a gender, not a race, not a human being. You know, you get to this point where you're just energy, you're just essence. I'm not gonna keep. I'm just gonna let Twitter do their thing. I don't know what's going on. Excuse me. You get to this point where you just energy, in your meditation, you know, and there's different types of meditation. So in this meditation where you wouldn't be thinking, the one I'm describing, you get to this place where you're just, you can't tell where your skin begins and ends, in reference to the universe, the atmosphere around you. You just become one with it all in the meditation process. And then when you in your meditation, you have other things that you need to pair with your meditation. You have physical activities throughout the day. You have mental activities that you need to do throughout the day in terms of correcting your perspective and your energy. And Dr. Joe Dispenza book is part of that. I'm just gonna end it and restart it. It won't even let me end it. What is up? But anyway, I'm just gonna turn it off. No Twitter today on day 90. Um, but nah, that sucks, man. We gotta do day 90 on Twitter, man. Nah, we gotta do day 90 on Twitter. Twitter been here the whole time too, man. They show me a lot of love on Twitter. Let's just start that. All right. Forgive me, y'all. Just give me a second. Hey, can you restart this thing? How you do this? So just Twitter catch up. All right, catch up. Thank you, baby. Yeah, the meditation is to in meditation we shut it all down and and restart it. And you can restart in meditation also. So, I describe where you shutting it down, you become nothing. And this is a powerful practice, when you go out and you can add specifically into your thought process, direct your thought process. The thought process is what gives us our life. The environment we experience throughout our life, the environment and your thought process. This is your thought process. The things that you've been introduced to um, is what dictates your life. So if you want a new life, you have to confront, the environments that you've been exposed to in your entire life, and you do that through meditation. The law of correspondence deals with, everything that you have collected in your field, your energy field. We have these energy fields, these store banks around us that hold all of the information, hold all of our experiences. People think it's in our mind. The brain, well, people think it's in our brain because in this book, Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes, the mind is all around us. You have your larger outsider mind. The mind is information, your personal mind, the field that I just explained to you. Then you have a larger, greater mind, and it's described as mind because it's a intelligentsia all around us. It's ladled with information, and it's described as mind in Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. Let me see. Because that's what it is. It operates, our environment operates as a mind. So how do we interact with mind? And through dealing with your law of correspondence, Twitter is back. Through dealing with your the law of correspondence and these things and such, you're able to be an active participant of your creation. A lot of us are creating, unbeknownst to ourselves. We're creating our own life. When we run into this aspect of science, and science tells us we're creating our own experience. A lot of us are in disbelief, mortified, you know, um, it's upset because some of us have been through some traumatic things. And you're like, hold up, how did I create that? Well, because of the environment, when we are children, when we are supposed to be taught the truth about who we are and how we interact with our environment, we're being heavily manipulated. We're in these environments that will produce the dysfunction. Many of it, like, in the Black community, it's designed. They designed these neighborhoods. I'm laughing because the popular thought today is that Black folks is so dysfunctional. White folks always had to help us. When we were segregated, we didn't need white folks' help. We actually were going through a lot of the reason why the push for desegregation was so strong in the Black community was because we were being terrorized by white folks. They would invade our Black communities. They would, we have stories in Mississippi, we have stories in North Carolina, we have stories in Florida, we have stories in Tulsa, Oklahoma, New York. People don't realize New York used to be an all Black, town. Central Park wasn't a park, it was the town. And white folks moved on the outskirts of this town. And let me tell you something. When you look up the history of Central Park, they'll tell you that it was a slave maroon village. But in Central Park, you have things so old they can't even be carbon dated. You have artifacts still standing in Central Park. You have Egyptian style artifacts in Central Park that cannot be carbon dated. So these community of people, this Black community was there for nobody can tell how long. But when you look in the history books, they'll tell you, oh, this was slaves kind of settled here, and no, actually, this black town was here first, and then you know, European conquistadors came, or whoever came, and settled on the outs, whatever they want to call themselves, settled on the outskirts of the towns, and the people engaged them. The New York, the black people who lived in these villages, whatever they're because we don't know our names, we don't know our culture, we don't know nothing. So the black people that we just call them black people, the black people that founded New York City, white folks moved on the outskirts of the city until the point where they built this town all around that engulfed the town to the point where the people who lived in this place, Central Park, they couldn't leave Central Park without running into these white towns. They were persecuted. They were, all of this stuff like that. So the how the saying goes with the Indians, they fed the white folks, they fed the pilgrims, the conquistadors, they fed these conquerors, and they betrayed them later. They came in, with the weapons and the armies well after they got established and became friendly with the people, the local people, to impose themselves. This happened in Central Park in New York. So we have a real deep ancient history in America that we don't know about, and all over. We don't know our history and stuff. But I don't know how I got into a history lesson. How did I get there? What was I talking about? Becoming supernatural. Yeah, we got that from that. But anyway, um, yeah, yeah. So we, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how I got into a history lesson, but it just kind of pours out at me because it's the children. We were trying to figure out how environment creates, you know, how it produces you and everything else like that. But yeah, the environment you're exposed to as a child. This is not a myth. This is pretty much common knowledge. Your environment creates self. So, when we're doing these practices like meditation or Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza, or Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes, when we're reading these studies, it can be kind of confrontational to folks who don't understand or aren't aware that, yeah, you are creating your life, but you have been hoodwinked. You've been hoodwinked since the beginning as a child, to believe in your less than-ness. For Black folks, a lot, but for everybody, you're not taught these powers and these energies, how we're connected to the stars and the universe around us, and how all of these things align with us. We're not taught that, our thoughts create things. And that's just like a cliche, but your thoughts are actual. Your thoughts are just as tangible as you reaching out and grabbing somebody. You understand me? Our environment shapes and molds us. Our environment dictates the cellular structure. Our thought, the words that we are exposed to, dictates our cellular structure. You understand me? It becomes cell food. So we are very intertwined with our biosphere, and this is something that is not taught. We are all taught to believe in our less than this. But through these studies, the seven hermetic principles. So I keep mentioning the seven hermetic principles because I urge anybody to go look at those seven hermetic principles. There's been thousands of books written about these individual principles and different things, but from Hermes Trismegistus, that's the Hermetic uh, principles, and then Hermes was Thoth out of Africa. You understand me? And Tahuti, before it was Thoth, it was Tahuti. So that character, even the Hermetic principles, has been whitewashed, but it has a history. You know what I'm saying? So I go back into the history. Okay, where did the Hermetic principles come from? It came from you know Thoth, and so, and then Tahuti, these were African characters and stuff like that. And then I think Hermes turned into um, what did Hermes become? So in these mythologies, they talk about these things. But anyway, maybe I'm being extra long today because I don't want to end with you guys. I'm so sad. This will be the last meditation we have. I'll pop up and do more meditations. I enjoy this, but I'm about to get the privacy back of my meditations, meditating privately with me and my family, which I do. We've been doing for years, and so just sharing, able to share, and hopefully I've given some techniques that you can extrapolate from how to meditate, why to meditate. And if I'm not clear enough, please go check out where I've got the thing I like about this Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. He actually taps into a whole bunch of studies. So when you read a book, you get to go look at where they got in the back of what's it called, glossary, the syllabus, what's it called, index, bibliography of the book, where the book came from, different resources that they built the book from. So, and that's how I get a lot of new books, and everything. But he extrapolated from a lot of different places and stuff to build that book. So it's a dope book, powerful book. We got the 963 hertz frequency I'm gonna be playing today. Um, let's just have a beautiful meditation. Man, I've enjoyed this journey with you guys. You guys, whenever you catch it, whenever you get it, it's gonna be here. It's on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, IG. So, years from now, these things will be here. So it's dope to just kind of just put this here and just leave it. It's like creating a book. You understand? Something that will last for as long as we got internet. You understand? But let's go.